Hi, I'm Claire Timberlake, spiritual life coach and author of Soul Secrets of Salsa. And I wanted to thank you for signing up for the Live Out Loud teleseminar earlier this year because I know if you applied at least one or two of the strategies that you learned from our fabulous speakers, you've made a shift in your life, which in turn makes a difference in the world. You've made the world a better place. So thank you for making that effort. And remember our first speaker, Kim O'Neill, she told us how important it is for our spiritual growth to get out of our comfort zones regularly. She suggested that we get out of our comfort zones every week. Even if that sounds like a lot, you do know that to fulfill your life's purpose, you're going to have to get out of your comfort zone. And so practice makes perfect, right? So the more we practice getting out of our comfort zones in different areas of our lives, the more able we will be to fulfill our life's purpose. If you read my book, Soul Secrets of Salsa, you know that getting on an airplane is, or was, way out of my comfort zone. And I wanted to tell you about my progress with that because I hope it will encourage you, because some of you want to lose weight, and that's, when you change your diet, you get out of your comfort zone, right? Or some of you want to improve your relationships, and you have to get out of your comfort zone to do that too, right? So I'll tell you my story. When I turned 50, I decided, if not now, when am I going to be able to fly? And I'm hoping you're thinking, whatever age you are, if not now, when? Because now is the time for you to get out of your comfort zone in any area that you've been wanting to get out, and definitely to fulfill your life's purpose. But I use the just do it approach. I booked some flights, and I told myself that it was okay to be afraid. We don't get out of our comfort zones because we don't think we can handle the fear, right? Well, if you just tell yourself it's okay to be afraid, it really helps. Of course, tapping helps, and if you don't know about tapping, I've got a couple of links on my website, ClaireTimberlake.com, CLAIRE, Timberlake.com, and if you put in the search bar, put tapping, you'll come to a page that has two links which are about tapping. One of them takes you through the tapping process, and that's great for getting out of your comfort zone, and the other one just tells you about tapping. But anyway, so I started to fly, and you know how this is, one step at a time, and whatever you're trying to do, just take one step at a time. And I took short flights, and I became more and more used to flying. And when I got used to flying, I started to come up on challenges in flying, and every challenge that I got through, I would figure out that I knew I could handle it. One time my plane was descending, almost about to land, and another plane got in the way. So we, started ascending rapidly. And that had happened to me before when I was younger. And when I was younger, I took that as an excuse not to fly. But this time when it happened, I realized that I can live through that. I can live through a near miss, and so now I'm not afraid of that kind of situation. And I became braver and braver, and even not too long ago, I got on the plane, and everybody else got on the plane. Then the flight attendant asked for three of the standby passengers to leave the plane, and she said it's because we were going to go through some turbulence and they needed to lighten the load for fuel. I don't know. All I knew was we were going to go through turbulence, and the door of the cabin was still open, and I have, in my history, gotten up at that point and gotten out of the plane, but this time I followed my spirit, which was leading me to stay on the plane, and I'm so glad I stayed because it was a gorgeous flight, turbulent, but I saw cloud formations that I've never seen before, and I'm glad I got to see that. And of course now I know when the flight attendants say they're not getting up because it's too turbulent, that I can handle that. But I always had this crutch that I needed to sit next to the window and have a view, not over the wing, but where I could see to the ground. And I was really dependent on that window seat. And on my last 3 flights, well, I'll tell you the first time it happened, I sat down, put on my seatbelt, and I looked out. I went to look out the window, and there was no window. It was just a plastic wall. And I always make sure to get a window seat, or I have been doing that. And there was no window, so I had to learn how to deal with that. And I just laughed. When I looked over and saw the wall, I laughed because I knew that was meant to be. I knew that was a setup, and I was meant to have that experience. And of course, I made friends with the person next to me. And the next 2 flights, I ended up with the same situation. I picked a window seat, which I assumed had a view, and each time I got there and there was either no window or I was over the wing because they changed planes. Anyway, I was meant to learn how to sit without that view. And I was so dependent on that before. And some of y'all are thinking you're so dependent on a certain food, chocolate maybe, and you think you can't do without it. And once you take that step to move forward out of your comfort zone, you'll find out how wonderful it is on the other side of that line. And your comfort zone gets larger and larger. If you will send me, if you get out of your comfort zone, and I do hope you do, send me an email. Tell me what you did, and if you have any other advice about getting out of a comfort zone, because there's, everybody needs to do it. Everybody's up against this, everybody's got a comfort zone, and everybody needs to get out of it. And it's not easy, but it's so doable, and I really encourage you to do it. And thanks for listening, and thanks for making the world a better place by moving out of your comfort zone.